All right, welcome to lesson 13 of unit 3, other forms of input. As you guys have learned earlier in the unit, or earlier in the semester, there are many forms of input. There's keyboard, there's mouse, there's touchscreen. You're going to be doing mouse and keyboarding today. Conditionals, remember, are statements that only run under certain conditions. Makes sense. Sprite visible, if-else statements. We're going to be using all these today. All right, other forms of input. So today you're going to be looking at a balloon. Look at your code here, and you're going to try and figure out what it does. Okay? And then you'll run it after you write down what you think will happen. What happens when you press the space bar? What happens when you don't press the space bar? Look at that. Take a look at the scale. What's going on? Move on. Okay, make sure you watch this video. There are different if-else's that we work with on a regular basis. We just don't think of them as if-else statements. But make sure you give a watch to this video and ensure that you understand the if-else statements and what they do. You've looked at them before, but we'll be looking at them in a different way. Lesson 4, okay, you'll run it. Okay, mine. What you need to do is make sure that when your arrow key moves over, that the B appears by the flower. Look at where the flower is. Okay, let's take a look at this example off to the side. When the cursor gets close to the flower, the B appears. Okay, mine appears all the time. You want it to only appear some of the time. Look at where the flower is, where that B should appear. Look at that. Look where the grid is. All right, so you're going to work with this. Add an if-else statement after the code updates the position of the B's. In the input of the if, use a Boolean to check if the X position on the mouse is on the side of the screen with the flower. Is the X position less than 200? Is it greater than 200? Set the visible property of each B inside both the if and else statements appropriately to make sure the B only shows near the flower. Okay, there's all the information about the B. So I'm going to move on. Part 5, I'm going to be checking, remember? We'll be checking this. Do this. Make the gear spin the opposite direction that they do when the space bar is pressed. So look at this. I press the space bar. I let go. I want it to be turning the other direction. Okay, take a look at where we are. Okay, press space, blue gear rotation, and then you're just going to add it. You're going to take these out, put an if-else statement, and make it go backwards. What's backwards of all these? Look at it carefully. Okay, I don't know why this is funky, but right with an if-else statement, you're given either or command. If this thing is happening, then do this. Otherwise, or else, if this is not happening, then this is what will happen. Make sure you read that in your own. So if your age is 18 or older, you can vote. Don't forget to register. That's what it will say. If your age is under 18, sorry, you can't vote yet. Thanks for verifying. There's actually a website that looks like that. All right, so now we'll run this. Okay, you want yours to just move smoothly around. I've already got some code in there. You'll need to just follow the directions. The B image is already loaded in the animation for you. Create a B sprite that draws in the center of the window. Okay, I had to add all this code in here. 200, 200. Bug set animation B. Background blue. You could do light blue like is up over here. Bug X equals world mouse X. And I have a random number here. Bug Y equals world mouse Y. Random number there. Draw sprites. Other forms of input. So now you got to add this random number. Next, okay, take a look at, evaluate this, see what's going on. Okay, once again, I wrote a T. You don't have to change anything here, but read number 9 carefully so that you know what you need to be looking for. Okay, what seems to be the difference between key down, key went down, and key went up? Check it out. Okay, make sure now that you've gone a little ways in this, you should be sure to do this. Don't look at the bottom of this. Try and figure this out on your own. Is only true once the key is pressed. All right, let's move on to number 11. All right, on this one, you run it. You need to make sure that the balloon goes up at the press of the mouse down. Okay, read this carefully. That's what you're trying to make this do. When the mouse goes down, make the balloon go up. Else, don't do that. Else it will go down. And then can you make the balloon randomly drift to the left and right as it rises and falls? So that's a good little challenge for you. Part 12. Okay, when I click, it rises. And on number 13, see if you can make yours do what mine does. You may have been looking back or looking at the answers on some of these. So mine, when the mouse moves, the salt shaker shakes, and I have a counter on here. I'm not going to show you what I did because I want you to figure that out. Please remember that you can always look back in your lesson and take pictures of the code, whatever you need to do to help you remember and help assist you in moving forward. So if you can do this on number 13, making it shake and count, that is awesome. And you will definitely get full credit for that. It's quite a challenge, actually. Let's try and get 1,000. There we go. All right. So that is lesson 13, other forms of input. Make sure you take your time, do a good job, and follow the do this. Always read the directions, and don't be afraid to make mistakes. Enjoy and have some fun with this.